What is up, guys? You got Not the Worst here, bringing you a money guide, or we should come up with like a overall name for what these things are. Let's say silver per hour breakdown guide, and we are this time at Blood Wolf Settlement. So first things first, of course, if you don't know where that's at, it is also in the Dregan region. Blood Wolf Settlement, you can see right here is the node for it. Here's where Garma spawns. There's Duvenkroon. So it's up and to the right a little ways. If you didn't, if you get confused, it's where the giant-looking wolf thing that's red, Blood Wolf, is chilling at. His face right there. So there you go. Recommended AP, as you can see, is 190. I'm going to tell you this now. The 190 is not going to cut it. Not even close. Honestly, this place to even like be like not a pain to grind is probably like 220 Kudum. I'm almost soft cap with Kudum. I'm like a few AP off, and I hate this place. Spoiler alert, I hate this place. It's terrible. But let's jump into why it's terrible, and there's actually a way you can make it pretty decent, and there is a way to get decent money, which we'll get into. But it is an upper AP area, so in general, this place isn't super great for if you have that type of AP, because there's a lot of other options you have, but that's why we do these reviews, to see how it is anyways. Is it worth your time? And now there are some things that can be good here. Of course, if you're farming residue and things like that, obviously you can only get that. You get a much more of that in Dregan. But yeah, you'll definitely want your food buffs and your normal stuff for running this place, since the mobs are very tanky. Think like Kadri mobs are, but on steroids. Pretty tanky in general. So I'll show you some of the rotations. This place has a lot of options as far as where you're gonna farm at, and then we'll jump into how I did through the 20 hours and what kind of loot we got, and then I'll tell you why I think it's terrible and what hope I actually think it does have for it. So this is the node manager right there. You have a Marnie Stone bro chilling right here, so you can stock up on those bad boys, since this place does have Marnie Stones, which is a huge benefit for the old XP grind. So that's pretty sweet. This place is pretty convenient. You can leave your mount right there at the node manager, so that way you can dump him overweight if you need to. So there are like there's two, essentially, I guess what I'd call rotations here, but there's tons of variants on it. I'll show you the two that I pretty much stuck with. One is drastically better than the other, and I'll explain why when I get through it. You can go up around this circle and it kind of loops around, or you can go down this pathway as well, and they come up to the same middle part we're going to get to. But at any rate, you could just kind of go down this way, or if you chose to go that other right side, that's fine too. Kill all these bros here. You got this nice little lake. You can see it's in a circle, so it comes around there pretty nicely. And then something that's going to start popping up over here. We'll see if he's up real quick. There's actually a lot of elites. If you think like Kadri or Gahas, where they have like some violent mobs, or elites as they call them. See, there's one right there. There are a lot of these that spawn in different areas. They don't, number one, I don't have any buffs or anything, just the XP stuff from earlier. They don't, also didn't have pets out. They don't drop like they do at Kadri or at Gahas, as far as like how good. Like those guys are like guaranteed spirit dust and like really high cabbage drop, but they do have like really good odds to drop most. Well, I'm not even gonna get my pets out. I'll just loot this guy and we'll be on our way. They do have a much higher chance to drop some stuff. So that it's not as good as like a Kadri elite, but as you can see, they also die a lot easier. So it's not nearly as good, but there are a lot more spawn locations for those. Anyways, if you chose to come around the right circle end, that comes around this spot right here, and you'd circle around, and then from here you can just kind of go down this way. There's an elite spawn up to the left and right here. You can see that guy's up there, and I'm not going to fight all these elites so that this video is not super long. Another elite spawn here. He's up as well. They tend to be up a lot because this place is really unpopular. There's also you see these traders jail guys right here. When you let these guys out, these prisoners, once you let a certain number of them out, you have this little event kind of thing spawn where all these guards come out, and then there's one like, I forget what he's called, watch guard or something like that guy that you fight last. The wave of those mobs is drastically easier than all of these mobs here. And then the last guy that you fight kind of works like an elite. He has an increased chance to drop you know, the good stuff here, the crystals, the ring, that sort of thing. Another elite spawn right here, and he actually falls into the second rotation we're going to look at. Anyway, so that's kind of that, an elite spawn here as well. So there you get the circle. You can run this giant circle here, check on your elite spawns, and you can kind of keep this rotation up if you plan on farming here. Also, don't farm here, it's terrible. So the other spot that I actually liked a lot better to go through, and again, there's variations. There's a couple other twisty pathways you can go down. You kind of want to just check on your elites from time to time when you're going through. This spot was a lot better. Number one, it's even more dense with elite spawns. You see right there. And number two, the difference is you see these Blood Wolf guys right here. They drop a different kind of trash loot. I'm gonna go ahead and kill some dudes here so I can grab the trash loot and show you. Let's see, this elite attacks me. Yeah, he did. All right, we'll just kill him real fast. They drop different trash loot. You have 3 types of trash loot in this area. One of them being good and the other 2 being not very good, but they're quite plentiful. And yeah, those little Blood Wolf guys that die a little bit faster than everything else, they drop a different trash loot, and it's not worth as much. These guys right here, the Tooth of Blood Wolf, only 830, versus what you're looking for is mostly these at 1430, okay? So if you go that other pathway and you stick to that one over this pathway I'm going to show you right now, the problem is that area, that direct way has a lot more Blood Wolves than the little wolf guys than this one does. This has hardly any Blood Wolves, really, and mostly just the regular Cogtum dudes, so you're going to get the better trash loot. Elite spawn here, and you can circle around this little diddly here. Yeah, a lot less Blood Wolves, and you want that higher end trash loot in general. See, the prisoner things are everywhere. You'll still spawn those watchers from time to time. Come up here. There's an elite spawn right up here. He's not up, but he spawns right behind that little pillar there. And, oh, somebody's been farming here. There's mobs that usually go all right here, so somebody else is here. And we'd circle around this way. There would be mobs all up in here as well. We're almost done here, and then we'll jump into the loot and take a look. Just want to kind of give you an idea. Then I'm going to explain why these rotations don't even actually matter once we get through it. So you can kind of, actually I think I would go down the steps right here. Yeah, I usually go down here. A couple elite spawns down the river. Two almost right on top of each other. One spawns right there. Right up in that little groovy corner thing there. And then another one spawns in this circle of guys right there as well. And then I didn't necessarily keep this when I was on rotation, but I would check down here for a little while, because there's some elite spawn right down in this area here. You can see where they've cleared out some mobs. So you have another one there, and then one more up around this corner over here too. So you kind of check on that. Okay, so there you go. That's kind of your rotation there, if you want to call it that. Now the reason why you don't really want a rotation in this place, let me go ahead and throw my caveats in for looting before, like we normally do. So first things first, if you haven't seen one of these videos before, I have 5 tier 3 pets only, so that of course is going to affect looting. I did have a node level 9 for the entirety of farming this. I actually was, for all 20 hours I had level 9. I was going to push it to 10, so I ended up at like 9.5 almost, and then realizing I wasn't going to get to 10 before I finished the 20 hours, I was just dumping energy for no reason, and I'd rather put them in other nodes for future videos, so I kind of stopped. But node level 9 at any rate. My ecology is only a 5% bonus off that, and then also grind speed, as always with these videos. I'm always watching Netflix, I'm doing other stuff, I'm not really like 100% paying attention to my grind as much as possible. I'm kind of chilled out because, hey, it's 20 hours, and also this place was the worst 20 hours of grind in my life ever. I hated this so much. The other thing too, that because of those drops, the trash loot, the problem with like using your storage maids is like you're gonna dump all these Blood Wolf mains and you're still gonna be like overweight with the like other stuff too. You have multiple items to deal with, which can be kind of annoying, and you get a lot more of it even though they're not worth very much. So that's kind of a pain to deal with as far as storage maids. But since that node manager, you can keep your horse there, you can keep stacking them on him if you want. So let me pull up my sheet here for how we did in 20 hours, and dun 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 dun, it's terrible. I hate this place, I hate this place, I hate this place. Mostly it's because the difficulty of the mobs, you saw, I mean, they were dying pretty fine there, but I'm essentially soft cap with Kudum. It's like 236 Kudum, right? So imagine being at like 220 Kudum fighting these things. You're putting in work to have to fight these guys. It's not, they are not just breeze by easy. Equate it to the trash loot you're getting. At 1.4 for your best trash loot, the actual good trash loot here, it's just not worth how much work you're putting in. So let's go ahead and look at a few of these things. First of all, Garmoth scale. We were averaging about 3 of these at an hour at Shira Ruins. The reason for that's really just the mob density. Shira Ruins, the mobs are much weaker, and you blow through a whole bunch of mobs much faster there. This being just a Dregan area drop in general, the rates don't really change much from one point to the other, so this kind of makes sense. Same thing with Dragon scales as well. We were almost double this at Shira Ruins. Crystal drop, same thing again. We're averaging a little over every 3 hours, hair over at 1 every 3 hours, and here we're talking 1 every 4 hours. Again, mob density amount. The one thing benefit to that though is having the elites here. These do drop a lot more often off the elites. In fact, of the 5 that I got in 20 hours, I think 3 of them were off of the violent mobs, not off regular ones. Kafra is about the same that we see anywhere in Dregan or Komisil, 3 per hour. It's about regular. Dust is regular. Stones are world drops. My trash loot was 5,500 average per hour. I only encountered, if you see hours 18 and 19 was the only hours I had PvP, and I was shocked because all the other hours I farmed here, I hardly ever even saw anyone in the area, let alone flagging up to PvP. And the only reason both these hours were PvP oriented, it was the same guy. I don't know if he was like just following me or like, because he literally would show up when I would change channel or whatever, just trying to get this stuff done for this video, but he kept showing up and it was the same dude that just kept like attacking me over and over. I'm like, bro, I'm just trying to get done with my 20 hours. I'm trying to do my 20 hours and get this video done because I hate Blood Wolf now. But once I hit like hour 14 or so, this place was just destroying me. Our petals, obviously world drop, same thing. Residue is significantly lower than what we were seeing at Shira Ruins, like significantly. We were 62.2 average here with 31.7 here. Again, mob density. You're taking a little bit longer to kill these mobs than you do at Shira. Shira, you're just blowing through it. You're killing more enemies per hour. Obviously, you're going to get more residue. So the reason that's important is if you're trying to get your Dragon Slayer weapon to maybe get that best possible fail stacking weapon that exists, you want to be at Shira. This place is a waste of time for that. It is not the go-to. The ring that drops here, if you want to see what it looks like, I had a few of them drop. It's kind of whatever, but I want to point out, let me click item drop quick. I want to point out why this place is actually really terrible, but the average doesn't look so terrible from what I got. We got this bad boy ring right here. Is what it is. So it's basically a Mark of Shadow, but it has extra AP against monsters, which increases by 1 every enhancement level. So at Pry it's 2, Duo it's 3, Onso 4, 5, and 6. You have the Akum armor, which can drop here as well. I'm gonna get to the Kag Tunic, but that's what this looks like because I'm about to talk about it right now. So here's the Akum armor. We see 1 in every 5 hours is what I was doing here. And then the Kag Tunic, this only drops off of the elites or the special spawn watcher guy. It can't spawn off the regular mobs here at all. So that's why you only see I had 1 in 20 hours at all. That's because it's just about how many odds you had based on the elites that were coming out. As far as the ring, with seeing that 1 every 2 hours about is what that's saying, it's skewed a little bit because in hour 3, I noted that it was a Pry ring. So the value of it is about 3 times what the normal one was. They're selling a little, or they're right around 6 or so, 6 mil each, and this was a Pry ring that dropped. So I marked that, but obviously getting the Pry ring to drop skewed this pretty significantly. So the average overall, we had Shira at 36, and this came out to 27. Without this in here, it's a lot lower. I know it doesn't sound like it's a crazy amount, but the tankiness of the mobs really sucks here, and the payout that you're getting in your trash loot is just not good enough. So what you end up seeing is, although like some of these hours when you had like crystal drops, obviously a Pry ring is going to blow things out of the water. Crystal drops, crystal drop, things like that make it like, okay, not a bad hour, but where else are you grinding that you're getting 13.7? In the that was the thing about Shira Ruins, was in the hours where we were just getting our trash loot drops alone. The trash loot was still at least getting us 22, you know, in the low 20s mil worth, because it actually made sense for how much trash loot you're getting and what it's worth. This trash loot's not worth much at all in comparison, especially since you have like the really bad trash loot available too. I just don't want to be grinding anywhere where like the floor to it is 13 mil. I'm okay with like a floor of someplace being 20 mil like Shira, and having the ability to get a 75 mil ring drop and like things really up there. But this place is the bottom floor on this. I mean, you could be killing grass beetles and you might outperform 13 mil an hour, honestly. I don't know. It's really bad. This place felt really bad grinding. I know I said I actually enjoyed Shira Ruins, which is true, I did. I enjoyed grinding there. Is it the best ever? No, but I think it's a nice chill spot. Great for XP in general. This place, not so much, man. And the benefits to it, like the Akum armor, if you're trying to get that, just buy it. Don't farm here. It's terrible to try and farm here. The ring is just not good enough. Who's trying to farm a Mark of Shadow with monster AP or monster damage on top of it? And if you're working on your Dragon Slayer weapon, like there's no reason to be here at all. Just go to Shira Ruins. It's flat out better. Just go anywhere in Drigan. It's better than this. This is bad. Now, all that being said, as far as XP wise, I was at 68.5 to 62, and I was 81.7 when I finished, and that was just grinding here. Obviously the Marnie stones made that happen pretty exclusively as far as that goes. So after having done this, the key to this, which you may have already put together on your own, the key to making money at this place in general is do not farm here. Don't just sit here and grind. What you should be doing that might actually be profitable for this place in general is similar like you'd do with Kadri or Gahaz if you were just farming for the elites, right? So I did a video a while back on like just channel hopping, farming Kadri elites. That's totally viable for this place. There's so many violence in here, and their drop rate is actually fairly decent. Like I said, not quite as good as Kadri's mobs, or elite mobs do, but their drop rate on items here is actually pretty good. The crystal amount's pretty good. Caphras is very likely. Spirit dust most of the time. You saw the couple I killed there. I think I only got like 1 blackstone out of it, but like you could go through, you can kill like 15, 20 elites real quick, blow through them, get in, get it done, and then swap channel, and then keep it going. And every 15 minutes swap channel and actually just kill the elites. So if you come here and you go with that method, it might actually be pretty nice as far as the kind of money per hour you're pulling. If you come here to just grind straight and grind the regular mobs and mix in the elites whenever they're up for it, honestly, it's not worth it. I put my 20 hours in. I never plan on coming back, aside from I do want to do an elite rotation video, get all the elite spots plotted out, and then map that out on the video and show you, and then I'll give you some results on that, just strictly focusing on elites and not grinding here. So, all right, that's gonna be it for this. What did we call these? This is silver per hour breakdown. That's the silver per hour breakdown video. Blood Wolf is done. So I'm for the next one. I want you guys in the comments, let me know what you want to do for the next spot. What I'm personally going to do is just focus on leveling the streams and stuff this weekend. I'm just going to be leveling to 62. You can see I'm at 82 and some change. They're almost 83%, which I'll hit tonight. And I just want to finish it. So there'll be some time before I make the next silver breakdown review video. So you guys tell me in the comments what you want to do. It can be anywhere, since I would say XP focused and say it needs to have Marnie stones, but I'm just going to go ahead and hit 62 first before we do that. So let me know what spots you guys want to see, and keep in mind these are supposed to be like uncommon spots, places that a lot of people don't go. So if you guys are saying like Gahas or something like that, like I'm not going to do a video on Gahas, at least not right now. Like everybody knows you make money Gahas, that's whatever. Pick something else, something neat, something different. If I feel like Shere Khan Necropolis is probably going to be the next spot, which is fine. Rhonaros, Manshams, I mean, whatever. You guys tell me in the comments, whatever's the most commented one on it, that's the spot we'll do next, and we'll break that down. So that's gonna be it for this video, guys. Be sure to like it if you enjoyed it, or if it was helpful to you, or let me know if you guys have also grinded here, or if you guys already have an elite rotation for it. Obviously, just run to each of the elites. Want to hear back from you, and if you want to catch updates for when I put new videos out, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, so that you get notifications when we're putting out videos, which is constantly. Also, if you want to catch the live streams, which we do every weekend, Saturdays and Sundays, the link to my Twitch stream is in the description below, so be sure to drop a follow over there so you will get notifications for that when we do go live Saturdays and Sundays. Hardly ever on weekdays, but sometimes. That is it for this video, everybody. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.